How's it going, YouTube? Back again. We're going to be doing some market analysis here on S&P 500 and also on oil and gold. We can go ahead and see how we would look to trade the London session tonight when it opens. Let me move some drawings down, give you guys some levels here. If we zoom out of this 10 tick, you guys can see we had a pretty clear level. If I extend this box here, so we'll extend that drawing to the left. Notice how we had a pretty clear level of resistance and a pretty clear level of support. We can actually even maybe move this down just a little bit more to give you guys a better, clearer idea of what we'd be looking at. So right here is the area of resistance that we're going to be looking for. So we're going to highlight that in our red zone, and you guys see we're probably going to have another area a little bit higher above that as some resistance right at about 41. So if I zoom over, or if I scroll over to the right, this is going to be our battle zone here for S&P 500. From this specific area, we're probably going to be looking to start to see some rotations and qualify some short opportunities from there. If we do get above that level and we hold as some support, then we can look for an opportunity to the upside. We'll definitely be looking for something like this. If we're looking to short this area, we're going to be looking for something along this line. S&P 500 is going to come into this area, start to show some resistance rotations. We might even be able to pop above it. All right, but as long as we're showing some resistance rotations here, meaning it's holding that level with resistance and not coming up above and holding it with support right around this general area of 41, then we're going to look to try to see if we can get that back down to these levels here, short it into 20, and then maybe a rip lower, try to touch this area down below, which is probably going to be somewhere around 33.05, and try to get a press lower than that. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Let's take a look at a forward tick to get a closer view on this for you guys. I can see the only thing I can see right now in taking any type of trade is to look for some type of fade opportunity, but we did have a pretty good rally to the upside earlier. Got an opportunity on a 2-try failure. If I scroll this a little bit up for you guys so you guys can see, we had a pretty strong dip to the downside, and then we moved back up, broke 2 levels of resistance, and we had a 1-2 try, and we failed those 2 tries with the moving average underneath, and we had quite a bit of confirmation to the upside. We had a cluster right here, so we were targeting between 20 to 22. I didn't expect it to actually go all the way back up, but you can see it pretty much followed a good amount of trend direction after we broke our resistances. So as long as we kept some rules in mind, guys, we definitely had a good trade opportunity to the upside, which is why we see thin volume coming in right over here. Very thin volume cluster right there. Market struggled to break above that area. If I scroll, if I zoom this in just a little bit, guys, you guys will be able to see thin volume cluster right here. Market struggled right here at this level of maybe about 34.50, and we're coming right back down. Probably hit the pivot, and below that we have that slight moving average right here. So we'll see the markets try to gradually pull itself down into this volume cluster here. If we can break below that area, I'm pretty sure we're going to target somewhere right around 26 to the downside right in this cluster. Now, if we see some support held right around these areas, then we probably more than likely will look for an upside move back to maybe R1, which is about 39 to 40. So we'll see. Let's take a look at oil. We'll take a look at one of the trades we have on right now. Bigger chart, moving on. Let's go ahead and see. We had a measured move we were looking for the downside. Got an opportunity on that, and now we're actually looking for a move back down to gradually pull maybe right into this area. We filled that gap that we made, so we had a gap down. Market struggled to break back up above the gap, so we took a short on that one, and now we're looking to try to pull right back into that gapped area. So we'll try to see if we can get maybe $100. I think I have, yeah, about 10 ticks. Looking for 10 ticks here on oil. But that's actually what we're looking for. If I zoom out of this again, I'll give you guys some levels as far as trading is concerned on this oil chart. You guys can see, let me zoom out of this here. We had a pretty strong downward trend and still kind of in that downward momentum. We did pull back into a significant area. I was looking at about 50-50, pulled back just a little bit above that area. So I'm actually anticipating more of a move down. If I were to, let's lock this here real quick. If I were to draw an extended rectangle here, give you guys an area of trade opportunity, it's probably going to be somewhere right around either here or right where we're at. Let me scroll this up here for a second. Yeah, right where we're at, somewhere right around here. Let's draw that. So these are going to be our two main levels that we're looking for, right where we're at, to look to try to use that as a battle zone for a trade opportunity to the downside. So anticipating the market to move somewhere around these areas. First level of resistance going to come right in here. Want to see some struggle here. I'll push back down into our gapped area right here, and then maybe even opportunity somewhere right around here. So let me see if I can put a horizontal line here. So first level of take profit is going to be right around 50.13 idea for the short move. If we can't break below that, more than likely we'll probably see some more movement up, but this is going to be our battle zone to the downside. If anything, we're looking for something like this here. Our market did move back up here on a strong move back up after we made a pretty strong move back down within this trend. And we're back up against a resistance level. So resistance level coming in right around this area here. Let me just see if I can draw this here. Resistance level coming right here. Looking for another resistance right in these areas right here. So it can take about $60 off. We're probably going to wait for a whole $100 move. We only got one lot filled on this one. Try to get three, but we only got one so far. But we're going to try to see if we can get that. Ideally, what we're looking for is the market to move up into the resistances, back down, hold the levels of resistance here. So pretty much we're going to look for something like this, hold that level, and then a collapse down even further. God, this is terrible. Collapse down here, and then maybe even another further collapse down if we can break this low here. So that's what we're looking for. Anticipating a pretty decent sized move down if we can get some resistance rotation. So definitely want to look out for that. Let me pull over a 4 tick for that one for you guys to see, or 4 range bar chart for you guys to see what we're looking at here. So again, guys, if I zoom out of this, you guys can see where we caught that move down. So we had a gap down, market came back up, failed to go above that level, failed it again, and then we took our move to the downside for the gap trade idea. Came all the way back up. You guys can see this movement all the way back up on this oil move, and then we filled the gap, and now we're struggling. So we're struggling right around this area of resistance. That's going to be our battle zone for today, or at least for the London session trading idea right now. Unless we get up any higher, that's exactly what we're going to be looking for on that movement, trying to get that push. You see how we have a pretty decent sized move up. What we're looking for is it for the market to come right back down, collapse back down to that space in between, and maybe hold some structured support at 50.10. All right, so if we can hold some structured support at 50.10, more than likely we're probably going to see some upside. So ideally we want to see this thing come back down here. We want to see this thing come back down like this. And if we're looking for long opportunities, you're going to need to hold this level with some support. Then we can see an upside move past that level of resistance into maybe 69 and above that. But for now, definitely in a downtrend. So want to keep that in mind as we trade. Market should be coming back down almost to the whole full move pretty soon. Probably going to take some profit on this one pretty soon, because it does look like we'll start to collapse a little bit. So I'll let you guys watch this trade, and then I will go ahead and show you guys another trade opportunity. I actually got another one long on gold, so took profit here on oil for that move, and here's what we got so far on gold. We collapsed down just a little bit, and let me see here what just happened. Okay, so yeah, we collapsed down just a little bit here into a structured level of support. So we're looking for this upside move on gold to capitalize on. What you want to do in trading is you want to trade the edges of markets, right? So ideally that's exactly what you want to do. You want to trade edges of markets to give you the best opportunity of trade. So we're looking for about 0.5, 0.6 on gold. So about $60 on gold, $100 we just took off on oil, and we'll probably look to trade some more of those levels a little bit later on today. Let's see if we can watch this trade too play out. So maybe about 60 bucks here on gold is what we'll try to look for here, in 50-60 bucks. Be too much. We have some thin spots right at 73.3 and 72. So caught a good opportunity to the upside. Definitely a good trade opportunity there. So we'll see if we can get them for at least maybe like $60 or something. I was always doing that. So got him. Trade out. Okay. So let's go ahead and take another look here. Hold on one second. I don't know why that order was there, but okay. Let's go ahead and take another look. We'll move off these charts here for you guys to see. Okay, so let's take a look at some levels here for a second. Let's move this off. I'll give you guys some levels we're going to be looking out for on this market analysis. So we are in an uptrend, guys. We are in an uptrend or an upward movement. You guys see, if we start to put a trend line, notice how we had pretty good pullbacks into these levels. So one pullback held, second pullback, third pullback, market collapse right into that general area. The same thing, and we can see gradual movement to the upside. So we did break levels of resistance, right? So we did break one level of resistance, did break another level of resistance, held that, and then slowly we're starting to gradually pull up more and more and more, right? So ideally, more than likely, we've already hit 1580 on the upside. So more than likely, we're probably going to target this level here. So I'm going to highlight that for you guys to see. Let me see, get this extended rectangle here. This is going to be our target level for an upside move, right around 80 to 83, 84, 85, 85. So 1585 to 83. Our 83 to 85 is going to be our upside level of resistance. That's what we're going to target for today, or during the London session. You can see some support wanting to come in right here at about 72, 73 on the move down here on this 10 tick. So ideally, that's actually what we're going to be looking for. I'm going to leave these arrows up here so you guys can see, but we are coming into some strong level of support right at the edge of this market. So right around 70 to 72 is going to be our level of support that we're looking to go long on. All right, this is going to be a good opportunity, seeing that S&P 500 did gradually climb, so did oil, and we moved into strong levels of resistance. Now we're moving into a strong level of support up here on gold. So we're going to see if we can get some rotations to hold. All right, so we're going to get some rotations to hold. Oh shucks, to hold the support. If we can get that, we can get the whole rotations to hold that support right there, we're going to have a very good opportunity of trade. All right, let's just see if I can make this a little bit better. All right there. All right, so looking at this, 71.9, 68.7, that's going to be our levels of going for a long opportunity. And extend that to the left. We're going to want to see this. If we can hold this trend line, we're going to definitely see some upside movement here, guys. We're going to see some rotations here. It's going to look something like this on the upside here. Arrow. We're going to move down. We're going to hold that level right there. We're going to see some rotations looking right in this area right here. And once we see the rotations for support, we're going to see that upside move here into 85 to maybe even 90. When we scroll out of this 10 tick, you can see why we're looking at that level of resistance. All right, so if you move just a little bit back in this market, you can analyze some stronger moves here prior to all of this. If I go ahead and just extend this rectangle just a little bit, you guys can see that was level of resistance, created some support, moved up higher, moved down lower, created some support, created the resistance, moved down lower. So same area that we're looking for to trade is going to be that general area right there. So we're going to see, given that we have held some strong structured levels of support in this move, we're going to count this here for a second. We have a 1 move, right? A pullback, 2, 3, pullback, 4. We're going to look for this upside move here on this pullback to push up higher. All right, so this fourth one on here if we're counting waves movements here for a second, this is the same general area. So if anything, it's probably going to look like this, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be the highest move here. So again, we're really going to want to see some support coming in here between 72 to 68. If we can get that support coming in, we're going to look for an upside move into 84, 85 off these levels. That is going to be our levels right now. Let me move over to a 4-tick so you guys can see that a little bit more clearly. 4-tick generally is where we take our trades from, right? So if I were to highlight any areas, it's going to be somewhere right around the same levels are coming up. It's probably going to be somewhere right around where we had our ellipses prior, right? So it's going to be somewhere something like this. Extend this here. Alright, so it's going to be somewhere. You can see how we had some resistance. Markets pulled all the way back into 68. Can we do that again? Yes, we can. We can pull all the way back into that area. So 2 levels to look out for some buying opportunities are going to be those levels right there, right? So we've already touched them prior. Want to see the markets come back and touch them again. 72 being your first level you could buy off of, and we tried that level already. Didn't get too much of a bounce yet, but markets already dipped down into 68, came all the way back up, used 71 to 72 as some support, and then moved back up, right? So we had a gap up with a move right back down to 72, and we filled that gap, hit 72. I'm expecting probably 70 to 72 to be the better opportunity of trade entry. All right, so I want to clean this up just a little bit. It's probably going to look something like this. Move this drawing over, something like that, right? With the lower side of maybe about 70 to 68, but again, first opportunity is going to be 72 to 71 for a long opportunity back up. All right, so that's what we're going to be looking for, opportunities to the upside on that move, gradually moving into the structured movement. This is what we got, guys. That's what we're looking for. That's going to be our trade analysis. If we can get some movement off of that, I will go ahead and show you guys during the London session how we look to trade these opportunities. But not enough information yet. When we get into the London session, I'll show you guys other opportunities if we're there at those levels. We're going to keep these up so we get these got these levels to look to trade. Once the market comes into these levels, or these objective levels that we're looking for, then we'll start to qualify some trades for a buy a dip opportunity, and then again on S&P we'll try to qualify some trades for shorts, and same thing with oil, trades for short opportunities for sellers. Okay.